men, all men, women, that you need to be saved. That's the language that we read here. For by grace you have been saved. And while we've already gone that far, let's go even further. You've probably heard this message too. It's not about religion. It's about a relationship. Let me tell you something. That's disingenuous. Because Christianity is a religion. Christianity is a set of beliefs. Christianity is not about personal amending of Jesus to be what I want him to be. That's not what Christianity is. Sometimes I wonder, going from church to church to church and talking to different people, if the Jesus that's in their mind is nothing more than a figment of their imagination. Where did your Jesus say any of the things that you believe? Well, he said it in a book. And he said it in Mark, and he said it in Matthew, and he said it in John, and he said it in Luke. And see, it's codified. We call them the Gospels of the New Testament. That's a system of belief, do you see? Now, I understand what we mean when we say no religion, relationship. I understand, but I understand because I'm already saved. When you're telling people in this community it's not about religion, it's about relationship, that's disingenuous. And when you're telling men in this community that they need a personal, intimate relationship with another man, don't be surprised if they don't knock the door down and fill it up in here. So what are we left with? We're left with the truth. We're left with the language of the Scriptures, namely that we need to be saved. And why do we need to be saved? We need to be saved because the wrath of God is upon us. Look at verse 3. We are objects of his wrath. And we're objects of his wrath because we've sinned against God. If you remember in verse 1, he says we're dead in sin. He says we follow the course of the world. We're selfish and self-directed. We follow the spirit of disobedience. That's ego-driven church. What a dreadful idea. We live out these fleshly passions. Whatever feels good, do it. Whatever you think is all that matters. And we carry out the desires of our body. Whatever makes our body feel good, that's what we do. That's the reason we need to be saved. We need to be saved, and we need to use the language of salvation because language shapes our minds. Let me give you the second point here. Second point is the word lie. Notice how he says, for by grace you've been saved through faith. And this is not your own doing. Verse 9, not a result of your works. This is not your own doing, this salvation. This is not a result of your works, this salvation. At this point, we need to say, amen. Hallelujah. Praise God from whom all blessings